Welcome back to the Global Fantasy Soccer Federation podcast, the official voice of the GFAF. Today, we ask one of the most important questions. Why do we need the International Sporting Code? Fantasy football, on the surface, looks simple. Managers draft their squads, watch the games, and compare points. But when you step into the world of organized fantasy competition, especially across different leagues and nations, the picture changes. Without structure, without governance, fantasy football quickly becomes confusion. Arguments about eligibility, disputes over rules, even delays that ruin the flow of a draft. These are the problems that arise when there is no guiding framework. That is why the International Sporting Code exists. Article 1.2 of the code sets the tone. The code exists to ensure fairness, transparency, and equality between all managers. These three principles are more than words on paper. Fairness guarantees that no manager enters the draft with an unfair advantage. Transparency ensures that every ruling, every process, is open and accountable. Equality means that whether you are a first-time player or a long-standing commissioner, the rules apply to you in the same way. Take scrutineering, for example. Article 7.1 requires every participant to undergo checks before a draft begins. This means confirming your identity, testing your access to the platform, and acknowledging the binding nature of the code itself. To some, this might feel strict. But imagine a draft where a participant entered under two different accounts, or where technical access failed halfway through. The rules prevent chaos before the first pick is even made. The code also protects the authority of our officials. Article 2.4 is clear. The commissioner shall be the ultimate authority in a league, supported by the deputy commissioners of sport and governance. This structure ensures that when decisions must be made, there is no vacuum of leadership. The commissioner leads, the deputies support, and the league moves forward without endless disputes. And yet, the code does not hand unchecked power to any one official. Article 10.3 establishes the Independent Appeal Panel, which has authority to overturn or amend decisions where bias, error, or unfairness is proven. This safeguard is essential. It means that managers can trust the system, because even the commissioner's authority is subject to review under the law of the code. Discipline is another cornerstone. Article 9.4 states, any breach of the code, whether in conduct, collusion, or manipulation, shall be subject to sanction by the disciplinary tribunal. This is how order is maintained. Collusion, technical abuse, or deliberate disruption are not brushed aside as just part of the game. They are investigated, judged, and sanctioned. The ISC is not red tape. It is not bureaucracy for its own sake. It is the backbone of organized fantasy football. It is what transforms a pastime into a sport, and what allows the GFAF to govern across borders, across time zones, and across communities. Whether you are drafting from Collie-Weston, from California, or from France, the same rules bind us together. This is why the code matters. It ensures that when the draft clock begins, managers know they are competing on equal terms. It ensures that the authority of officials is respected, but also balanced by oversight. And above all, it ensures that the spirit of fantasy football, competition, strategy, and fair play is preserved. In our next episode, we will dive deeper into the International Sporting Code itself, the ISC. We'll explore its structure, the role of the International Council of the Leagues, how elections work, and why these mechanisms are essential to keeping fantasy football organized at a global level. This concludes episode 2 of the Global Fantasy Soccer Federation podcast. Until then, draft fair, draft true, and always draft by the code.